1 month, and barely anything is done. But it's time to fix that. So, when I say barely anything is done, I mean barely anything is fully completed. We have a lot to talk about with Safe Haven 2. First of all, why did I turn distance up? I should have turned sounds up. But first of all, mobs. Chiseled Sand Guardian. Pretty cool mob. Looks nice, pretty basic. I like it. This mob is impossible. Like, get diamond armor and try to fight this thing. Like, come on, this is what we have. It does 3 hearts of damage, and you're meant to fight an army of these in a dungeon. Oh, and that's not even the worst of it. This mob can't be knocked back at all. This mob is unable to be deflected with a shield, which I actually think is a good mechanic. That actually makes you have to think a little bit on how you're going to face it. And it drops TNT with protection, chainmail leggings, and sand. Also, how did I duplicate my chestplate? We're not going to talk about that, but that isn't okay. We need to fix this. We need to make these mobs actually fun to fight. We need to make it so these mobs that you face are actually fair. Because there's a difference between... Oh yeah, advancements. Very nice. But there's a difference between having a challenge and having a challenge that isn't fun. You want to have something that's hard for the player to overcome, but you don't want to make it so dangerous and so annoying that they don't want to try and do it. Like this mob, too. Sand Sniper. This mob gives you poison and blindness. I think that's too much. I personally feel like it should only give you blindness, or if it's going to give you poison, maybe not all the time. Maybe some of these will spawn without poison arrows. Maybe some will. But there needs to be something. But at least this mob, you have a way of fighting it. But like, look at this. This isn't fun. And I don't want to fight this thing, honestly. Like, this thing has thorns, this has damaging arrows. I'm not saying that combat should be a sport. I mean, technically it is with the whole PvP community. But what I am saying is these mobs need a balance between a challenge and an annoyance. And then we have this mob, the Sand Guardian, shoots a laser and shoots you with a punch bow. Why did I make this? Who cares about this mob? What does this mob do? Like, I'm sorry, this thing is so worthless. I mean, it's cool. Like, I'll give you that much. But how do you even beat this thing? I forgot how you even beat it. Like, that's how broken this thing is. So we need to find a solution. And first of all, I think we're removing the Sand Guardian. I don't think it serves its purpose. But I also think, with removing mobs, we need to rethink mobs. And rethink the buildings they are located in. So, yes, structure blocks are raw cobalt. But if we go ahead and do structures, desert, fortress, load, overworld slash desert fortress, what do you see something? Look at this. This is a build I took from Akitty, Arwen, and Mcer. I got permission, but this build needs some updates. I mean, I already added quite a few updates, but we need to add a bit more to it. First of all, I think there should be some patches of sand, particularly red sand. Oh, and gray. I forgot that part. Well, that's another thing. we can fill this right here with sand, I think. Or we'll probably just do sandstone. Alright. Sandstone, keep. That was helpful. Alright. So, now, we need to talk about mob spawning. So, first of all, I like the way this build looks. I think the majority of the build is fine. There are some issues, like, for example, there's not a chain there. This kind of feels just random. I mean, I think it's cool. Like, you know, you can light the TNT and then jump down the pole, but I seriously think we need to do a little bit more with this. For one, I think we need to get rid of the spawners. I think instead we should actually have the mobs. And also, did I even add chest loot? Oh, I did. Alright. Well, that's actually nice loot. I don't know why I'm getting a red sand sword, though. That is a bug. That's another thing to talk about. Bugged loot chest. Like, look. If I copy this, it's got a loot table seed. I need to remove this. I need to make it just be a loot table. And the seed, by the way, is basically Minecraft's way of saying, okay, what loot will you get on this seed? I think. I don't fully understand it. But, yeah, so there's 3 things I want to do with this build. Actually, more than 3. 1, I want to add more color to it. I think it looks awesome, but it's really bland. It's sandstone, birch, and leaves. And some better wood up here. So I think we're going to try and modify this. Now, I'm not saying Mcer and Akitty did a bad job, or Arwen. But for my purposes, I want it to be more fulfilling to look at. So we're going to try and remove some of the smooth blocks and add some detail to this. For one, I might put some sandstone pillars here. So let's actually do that. If I get some sandstone slabs, I think it's this one. Why is that not working? Alright, so it's the other one, the cut sandstone. Oh, we could actually do something with that, by the way. Like, how do you get this pillar? Oh, is that right? Alright. Well, actually, there's an idea. What if we had, like, a design here? Some sandstone bricks. Why don't we incorporate these to the build more? I think that would be great. So, yeah, we're going to do so. Alright. And then that side has that. And we're going to do this for these. Now, I feel like we also should maybe... I'm not sure what we should do. I'm worried the block in the middle isn't the best choice. I'd rather do, honestly, chiseled red sandstone here. I think that would look cool. Maybe in the middle. Ooh, yeah, that could add some spice. Alright, so if we grab these... And then... Is it, Yes. Okay. Awesome. So now, we've got a little bit more detail. Now, I still want to add some more redness to the build and some other colors, but let's look at this. Alright, so... You can get up here, and then there's no way to really get up to the top, which is why I added the whole chain in the middle, and you can climb chains, as I showed in a previous episode. So this is tying stuff together. But we need to customize this. This needs to look different. I think first. And that is just keeping the original concept. Like, you have the TNT, you remove these pieces, adjustments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we could also have a pressure plate. That would be kind of weird. No, we don't need that. But I'd like to do something there. Now, I'd also like to incorporate some blue into the build. I originally was completely against it. Adding, you know, like, really different colors. But I don't know if blue would fit. What if we did yellow, though? Like, if I get yellow terracotta... Oops, I don't know what I broke. What was there? What was there? Oh, it was, Oh, I see. Okay, so... That's why we didn't do it. Alright, so what if I just replace this? And then you have a little bit of yellow peeking out. And then, there we go. Do that for all 4 corners, which I will do really quickly. And then we will think about the next thing we need to work on. Alright, so I think that will be our build adjustments. Oh, I missed this. There. Alright, so now we need...